It's a great pleasure to be here at Barclays in a room full of passionate people determined to use the power of business to achieve the SDGs. Zayed spoke about passion and set us a fair challenge. What's our passion? My passion for Hunger Week is to get here early enough to watch the Yankees play, which by a careful combination of aeroplanes and scooting through immigration we managed to do yesterday, with alas not the right result. My other passion, like I suspect some in the room and others who will come to know it, is my granddaughter, because once you have grandchildren, life changes a bit and you start to think about things differently. So he's right to set us a challenge about our passions, and I agree with so much of the what was up there in terms of what he was hearing about where we can go with collaboration. But let me speak about the UK government's commitment to all this. Economic growth is essential for overcoming poverty. Without it, no country can prosper and leave aid dependency behind. And only businesses can drive the growth. Jobs are absolutely central to this. In any country, it's a strong, dynamic private sector, not always government, which can sometimes help and sometimes hinder, which creates wealth and opportunity for all. As a joint minister in the Department for International Development and the Foreign Office, working for two shy and retiring Secretaries of State, Boris Johnson and Priti Patel, whose passion for this you can only begin to imagine. I'm very determined to continue and enhance our collaboration with business in developing countries. The private sector is crucial to sustainable economic development. Businesses contribute by providing jobs, goods and services, and by investing, paying taxes and behaving responsibly. Barbara spoke about failing fast and risk-taking. Governments tend to be averse to risk. If we fail, we usually get found out fast by our electorates and pay the price. But governments can also take risks, and I'm very proud that it's the government of the United Kingdom that took the risk of contributing 0.7% of GNI to foreign and international aid, and holding to that in very difficult circumstances. So we took a risk, and it was backed by the people of the United Kingdom. So we're pleased with that. And that gave us the confidence to develop other things. And I want to talk about the DFID's economic development strategy. We launched it in January 2017, and it sets out our response to the challenge before you today. It sets out how the UK will stimulate growth that transforms economies, helps the poorest countries to attract investment, trade more, and create millions of jobs, so that people can seize new economic opportunities to escape poverty. Some of our key priorities for collaboration with business include catalysing private sector investment, working with companies to tackle modern slavery and child exploitation, and providing better jobs and opportunities for women. And let me say a little about each of those. In terms of catalysing private sector investment, DFID has a long history of working with businesses to achieve some really powerful results tackling poverty. Some 15 years ago, our partnership with Vodafone led to the creation of M-Pesa, which has revolutionised money transfers in East Africa. Well, our recent support to M-Copper's pay-as-you-go solar model has already connected 375,000 people in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda to solar power. We support businesses to grow and create jobs across Africa and South Asia, in particular through investment through CDC, the UK's development finance institution. We also support the work Business Fights Poverty is doing, bringing together businesses, governments and civil society to develop innovative solutions that will help deliver the SDGs. This is all vital work, but there's a clear need to go further and faster. If developing countries are to realise their full potential, a step change is needed in leveraging investment from the current billions to the trillions needed for infrastructure like power plants, roads and railways. We're working closely with the World Bank and financial institutions like Barclays, Aviva and Standard Chartered on all this. Helping investors gauge how the companies they invest in are contributing to the SDGs is another priority for us. Supporting Aviva, the Index Initiative and the UN Foundation to establish the SDG Index. This is a set of publicly available, free corporate sustainability benchmarks that will rank companies on their sustainability performance and contribution to achieving the SDGs. The key objective of our support is that it builds on the best of the reporting already available and only suggests new benchmarks where there's a genuine gap. DFID is also developing new and flexible approaches to collaboration with businesses around the SDGs. The Business Partnerships Fund is a new pilot providing support to companies to develop initiatives that generate commercial value while also improving the lives of poor people in developing countries. The fund recently agreed its first collaboration with Pearson to pilot a mentoring program with young people in South Africa to increase their chances of finding and retaining jobs and building their skills within them. Another key area we work closely with the private sector is tackling slavery and child exploitation in supply chains. Millions of the poorest and most desperate people in the world end up trafficked into abusive and exploitative jobs. These will often involve products destined for our own supermarket shelves, prawns, tea, clothing, chocolate. Estimates suggest that up to 45 million people work in forced labour conditions, with women and children heavily infected. Child labour, including that which is not considered forced, involves close to 170 million children. These are appalling statistics. We need to do more if we're to achieve that pledge of leaving no one behind. We think we're doing already some important work in this area. We work with the ILO to help prevent at least 80,000 women and girls from South Asia being trafficked into domestic work or the garment manufacturing sector to a number of Middle East countries. We're also going to expand this work further, working alongside national governments and businesses. The ready-made garment sector have led the way on trying to reduce the existence of child exploitation across its supply chains and help children back into education. We need to build on this momentum and take things further across more sectors and countries to generate quality jobs that transform the economy. As far as girls and women are concerned, we're prioritising better jobs and financial independence for the poorest and most vulnerable girls and women. This includes a focus on increasing women's opportunities for employment in productive jobs with good working conditions, increasing access to productive assets, including land, and tackling discriminatory regulations that prevent women from doing business. Strong economies need women contributing as well as men. Achieving the full potential of men and women is a precursor to prosperity. Business Fights Poverty and its members have made an important contribution by working with DFID on a set of recommendations for action on how business can best support women's economic empowerment. These are helping us to implement the findings of the UK high-level panel on women's economic empowerment. In conclusion, taking work on economic development to the next level is central to lifting people out of poverty for good and leaving no one behind. For businesses too, addressing the SDGs is about more than corporate responsibility. Tackling the skills gap in Africa, for example, is key to the growth of domestic companies, but also to international companies looking to expand into new markets and recruit locally. Ultimately, helping to create prosperity and jobs around the world will help to reduce poverty and address the root causes of mass migration and violent extremism. So I'm delighted that the United Kingdom is here represented strongly at UNGA during the course of the week. My Prime Minister, Secretary of State for International Development and Foreign Secretary are all here with a common agenda. Being able to be a minister working across both departments, I hope gives me a special responsibility to make the case to those countries we work in and to those we work with about the passion with which we feel on this particular subject. Collaborating to achieve the SDGs will help all of us, and your work here this morning and beyond is a key part of that. Thank you very much indeed.